Welcome to St. Francis Folly, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered. Obviously, this is Tomb Raider 1, which originally came out in 1996. This is inarguably my favorite level of all time, probably in any video game of all time in terms of the concept and execution. And I don't know how many people will agree or disagree with me, but for me, the anniversary version is just as good as well. I like both. So let's turn on the remastered graphics. Oh yes. And you're going to see as we descend and then reascend in this beautiful level. So here we go. We're going to be playing from the beginning of the level, of course. Make sure I have to adjust the levels for recording purposes, but I don't want to turn off all of that beautiful music by Nathan McCree, who I had the pleasure of interviewing in 2020. I interviewed him. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going to be doing all secrets. I actually normally skip the fourth secret because you kind of have to rush your way down there, and I like to savor it. No matter how many times I play this level, each playthrough is a little bit different. It's like a good piece of live music, metaphorically. Now we are playing modern controls, PC / modern controls. But you can kind of get the best of both worlds, and I'll demonstrate that up here in a bit. In terms of, there's a hack that I've discovered, as well as shout out to Badass Games. He's talked about this as well, where you can use the way she moves with weapons drawn to kind of get a little bit of that, like I said, best of both worlds, that classic precision, as well as to do side jumps like that. Now, you don't really need to do all this fancy stuff to get up here. You can just simply do this. But you know what? I'm playing as Lara Croft, so I'm going to act like Lara Croft. So we're going to face Pierre, the first of... you face him twice in this level, total. There he is. I'm just going to rush him. I think he's gone. He's going to run behind him. He's going to break line of sight and then just disappear. Which I like the way in the LEU trilogy, when they, you know, their rendition of this level, I like the way they played on that. Some people may disagree with that. Like, well, you don't ever really fight them, but which is true, but I kind of like the way they implemented that. Oops. Now the jump in this room, there's a couple, like this is where the game really starts testing you with running jumps that are difficult. This one really isn't, but you'll find that this either gives you no issues or it gives you a lot of issues. There's like no in between. This is a secret though, so it's optional. Well, technically everything's optional, right? It's a game. You know, you could go back to work and not play. But I would do that. It's Tomb Raider. Come on. Whoa! That's the first time that's happened, and not overshot that. I'm going to use a med pack now. I'm not doing no meds. I'm doing, well, I'm doing no loads, all secrets, one med, which isn't really a thing, but it's because of that fourth secret. All right, I'm going to play a little bit cautiously here, even though probably don't need to do that, but all right. So we're coming up on the part, for those of you that don't know, that I showed in the beginning, which is the main chamber room, so to speak. Hold action. Second of the, well, and the third secret coming up momentarily. Okay. Whatever type of crocodilian that's supposed to be, we're just going to ignore it and bypass it for now. Okay. All right. Beautiful. So, as you can imagine, if you fall, nothing's an absolute in life, right? But generally, what happens, whether it's because a bat got in your way or whatever, death is what happens. All right. All right, let's go. Oop. Come on. Gonna bypass the magnum clips, but this is the last of the secrets. And we're already at the bottom here, and this is where we'll put the 4 keys that we get from the 4 god rooms that were essentially, I mean, it's mostly, this is based on ancient Greek architecture, so it was supposed to be all Greek gods, but they included some Roman gods in there, or Neptune, and then Thor, a Norse god. In an anniversary, they changed that. So now you can make that jump. It is safer to go this way. That is a more difficult running jump. Just be aware of that. I'm not necessarily doing like full walkthrough mode here. I just kind of want to point little things out here and there. They're probably the most difficult running jump that you'll want to save before if you're not like trying to challenge yourself, is in the Thor room. So Hephaestus / Thor. I'm going to... This part always gets me nervous because, like, you don't want to just rush on here and then fall to your death, even though it's really nothing that big of a deal. And I've missed levers before, right? You would think I have this memorized by now, but we might as well just do Atlas since we're right here. Get away from the boulder. Just let it roll right over you. Am I looking on health? I'm going to take another med pack. But that should be good. So I used 2 small, or in essence you could argue I used 1 large. That should be good. And this can be done with, you know, obviously the sort of the Doom ultimate, or the Doom community equivalent UV max would be like no loads, no meds, all secrets. But I'm just recording this for, it's mostly just for test purposes, getting back into the swing of recording, doing gameplay. You do take some mandatory fall damage for that secret though, so that's in essence part of the problem. And another trick I've been doing is if I'm really worried that she's going to go the wrong way, I start by holding Alt Walk. Like that, just to make sure that she's going the direction I want her to. Okay. But really just the weapons drawing for the side jump, like the cartwheel type side jumps, whatever you call that, and especially hopping back for running jumps are really, really beneficial. That's like the main thing. Otherwise, like using the new controls, honestly, I don't personally, and part of it is, you know, I did play this on the PlayStation, but I'm mostly a PC gamer, so I feel like once you have a PS type controller, there's more of an argument of, do I want tank controls versus modern controls? Some situations you might prefer the classic tank controls experience. Some scenarios you wouldn't. But here, for me personally, like, this is where it's at. Okay. That's Atlas. We've done that room. So we are going to start our descent down again. I'm just going to do Damocles. Okay, so we now have 3 of the 4. 3 of the 4 keys, yeah, anniversary. This, I don't even think you can make that argument. They made this room. They did keep this sort of thing where you climb up and there's, you know, but it was mandatory. You had to like jump over to like the alcove that was over there, and there was a lot more of a climbing puzzle, whereas this is just pretty much walk through it. Oh, I promise you in the practice runs I was able to do it without taking damage. But that happens. Ooh. So these, I think these are the two that tend to fall together. Maybe not. I think that's like up here. Oh, it's these two. Yeah, okay. All right. That actually panned out exactly as it did earlier when I was doing practice runs. I was still having frame rate issues. All right, I need to get to the Thor room. Right here. All right, the best way to do this is to dive. Oh, nope, I was a little too jumpy. There we go. All right, this is the room with the, in my opinion, the most difficult jump. May or may not be why I saved it for last, but it's actually good to save it for last too, because apparently the Pierre second trigger is in here. Now, if you push it all the way here, I think I saw, I forget who I was watching. It may have been Badass Games, or was it Foodie? He was talking about how you can also, on the jump back, right, on the return journey, you can just jump towards the block. I'm just going to really make sure I line myself up for this. There we go. Yeah, sometimes that jump is a little finicky. And if you fall, you're dead. So you could aim for the block. I'm not going to do that though. I'm just going to honestly move this back because I just don't want to take any more fall damage. Whoa! Oh, too late. Oh, I guess there's no fall damage, so there we go. All right. Dive. All right, Pierre will be down there at this point for sure. So we just have to be mindful of that. Yeah, I'm going to try to take care of him here if we can. lock on the last enemy there. We're just going to finish the job so we don't have to deal with anything. Okay. Alrighty. Imagine if I killed her with the dive. It's easy to do when you start playing with the dive maneuver. I've done it many times. Not proud to admit. Let's see if I can put it into this video too. I was playing with Dolly 3 using ChatGPT. I was playing with Dolly 3 and it has pre-trained knowledge on this level, and I had it design a door to, like, what if there was a fifth god and a sixth god room? And oh my god, it was spot on. It was so cool. Alright, so anyway, thank you for watching. This is St. Francis Folly. That leads to the Colosseum. It's a beautiful level, like I said. I love it. It's great. To me, this defined childhood and made Tomb Raider one of my favorite games of all time. So, thank you for watching. More content coming soon.